Yoda, Finn against the Sith? Are you nuts? That's not a good idea. That's a crazy idea, okay? Why would you even suggest that? Oh, man.
Yes, Master.
So, ladies and gents, I'm bringing you an interesting video here today. We're actually going to be taking a look at a 3 versus 5 composition against a Darth Traya led team that's been very effective and can actually help you in a lot of places in this game. One being Arena and the other being Territory Wars. So I want to take a look at this team in depth here, kind of go over the mods and how the team works. It's a Finn lead with Poe and Resistance Trooper versus a very high-level Traya squad with a 6-star Traya. And I'll kind of go over why this works and why the team is so effective against this squad. But first off, I definitely want to also throw out there that any of you that aren't already a part of my Discord, I did recently create a Discord last week, actually, thanks to Charlie. If you guys haven't had a chance to get there yet, definitely check out the link in the description of the video, and come over to the Discord where I'll be able to, announce to you, any videos that come out, and also when I'm going live on live streams. And, if you just want to join some of the chatter or have any questions, you can come to that Discord and catch me there anytime. So definitely check that out. But basically, this is a team that works primarily based upon having high potency and high speed with your Poe. That's the most important factor. Poe's speed and the potency and damage of Resistance Trooper. So I would say modding Finn with high potency would be a really detrimental fact, something very important to do. Poe needs to be as fast as possible. Obviously, high potency is also good for him as well, because he needs to be able to reduce turn meter. Resistance Trooper also definitely needs a bit of potency, but more important than speed on Resistance Trooper or Finn is their potency and damage for Resistance Trooper, because he's going to have to take out those characters with his special attack. Basically, it's going to be a control team. Now, this is the speed for the Traya squad. Okay, so you have a 254 speed Scion with a 6-star Traya at 233 speed, 231 speed Palpatine, 115 speed Sith Trooper, which is really not too impressive, but a 252 speed Nihilus. So the squad really has a lot of speed to it. This is not just some run-of-the-mill Sith squad here. This is a high-level, Arena Sith squad. This is actually a battle during Arena. This footage comes courtesy of GrandMaster bRhodas from the Alliance. I definitely want to thank him for putting this together. He actually put together a few matches for me, and the reason for him doing this is typically he uses his YouTube channel, which I'll also leave a link in the description for, to kind of teach some of his guildmates how to face a Darth Traya team in Territory Wars without necessarily using some of the higher end meta squads. So instead of using, for example, a Rey Jedi training team, another Sith team to take on a Traya team, he's able to do that with this Resistance squad here. And just for fun, he was able to put together a couple of matches for me in Arena with a 3 versus 5. And you can see here the speeds and the sets for Poe, Finn, and Resistance Trooper. So Poe at a 262 speed, obviously going to be very hard to attain, but that's definitely where we're at here, and something that's needed for his particular squad arena. So everybody's squad arena is going to be a little bit different, but obviously having a super fast Poe is important. The speed for Finn Resistance Trooper isn't quite as important. What's more important is their potency and damage. So if you take a look at Finn's potency, it's over 90%. So that's able to give him enough potency to stun and expose almost every time he does his special attack. And with a high potency, I believe over 60% for Resistance Trooper, he's able to very often expose with his basic attack. And that's kind of the situation here. Poe is able to reduce turn meter on the entire team with his taunt. And you're using expose, which gives the entire team turn meter to kind of keep ahead of the Sith. So whenever you feel like you're starting to fall behind on the turn meter game, the goal is to then try to get a couple of exposes with Resistance Trooper to get back ahead of the game so that Poe can then taunt again and reduce their turn meter. So basically it's just a matter of, controlling turn meter and manipulating the team as much as you can. So you're basically just taking a look here at another match, this time against a team with Grand Admiral Thrawn, again a 3 versus 5. Similar situation. Again, he's just kind of spreading around the expose, because the expose gives the entire team turn meter, and then choosing specifically when he's going to be going for damage and when he's going to be going for turn meter by adding another expose, which you can do simply with Resistance Trooper's basic attack. So it's a fantastic, it's a fantastic model, it's a fantastic squad, especially for territory wars, because obviously in territory wars you want to save as many teams as possible, and this is a team that works great against the Sith. So why not apply a team like this? Again, obviously, most cases you're going to want to go with a full 5. This is just kind of to show you, and for fun, that you can do it with three characters. But a great addition to this would be, maybe an Enfys Nest as a 4th, or you could possibly use some other Resistance characters as well. But overall, these are the necessary characters to get this squad composition together. And again, you can see here with the expose, it's just basically keeping this team at bay with the turn meter increases, and then obviously taunting whenever he can with Poe, because Poe's cooldowns keep decreasing every time an enemy takes damage with expose. So it's a fantastic squad, and if you see how it's done correctly, you can see how this could be applied for your territory wars as well if you have these 3 characters. And these are not high level characters. I believe Finn and Poe, or Finn and Resistance Trooper, are Gear 11, so they're not even Gear 12 characters, and they're able to get this done. Now, again, it gets a little bit down to the wire here, and that's only because you're facing, you're doing a 3 versus 5 here. Again, this would not be the ideal situation you want to go into territory wars if you want to be a little bit more on the safe side and run a 5 versus 5. But just to show that it can be done, we're just kind of going through this here. Again, Poe giving the exposes here gives the whole team turn meter, and we're going to go ahead and use the exposes, or he's going to go ahead and use the exposes to try to just kind of control the team. This footage, again, is not really high resolution. It's not from my setup. This is not my footage. This is actually from GrandMaster bRhodas. Again, I want to thank him very much for that. If the resolution is kind of low, I'm sorry about that, guys. But I definitely wanted to show you guys this because it is a very interesting combination and something that can benefit certain teams in territory wars if you're trying to get some effectiveness out of maybe some characters that you don't get a lot of use out of, like maybe Finn, Poe, and Resistance Trooper, being that you're probably running Rage Jedi training with the rest of your Resistance characters like BB-8 and R2-D2. So this is definitely a way to utilize these characters in a way that you probably aren't typically used to using them. You just have to mod them correctly. And again, I'm not saying everybody's going to be able to get their Poe to 262 speed, but you don't necessarily have to in every circumstance. It depends on how fast that Sith squad is going to be. As long as you're able to get the character fast enough to basically go faster than that first Sith character, once you're able to pop that first taunt, as long as Poe's able to go first, it's pretty much a wrap from that point on. As long as you can control the other team with the exposes, and you put enough potency on your Poe, on your Finn, on your Resistance Trooper, to stick these explosives on the opposing squad. So that's really all it is just basically picking and choosing when you're going to go for damage and when you're going to be going for expose to give yourself turn meter. So the actual gameplay part of it is fairly simple. It's more about just making sure you get the mods together correctly in order to face this squad. And again, I just wanted to show you that you can have a little fun and even do this 3 versus 5 against probably the most meta squad in the game. And this is again a battle against that first team that I showed you with their mods. So that's a 233 speed Traya you're facing there, and some high-level Sith, all gear 12 with over 250 speed in most cases for Scion, Nihilus, and for Palpatine. So this is again a great example of how you can utilize some less used characters in territory wars. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. May the Force be with you, and I'll see you guys on the next one.
Yes, Master.